Hi everyone, my name is Iris Franz, and today we will talk about consumer choice. First, some terminologies. Economists use utility and marginal utility to measure satisfaction. Let's start with an example. Suppose you enjoy gaming. When you spend 1 hour on gaming, you're satisfied. After spending 2 hours on gaming, you're even more satisfied. We call this total satisfaction, total utility. As you can see, the more hours you spend on gaming, the higher the total utility because you enjoy gaming. Using economic terminology, we call total satisfaction total utility, and we call the units of satisfaction Utils. In our example, after gaming for 1 hour, your total utility is equal to 40 Utils. After 2 hours of gaming, your total utility is equal to 70 Utils, and so on. To put it formally, utility is a satisfaction one receives from consuming goods and services or engaging in activities. If you dislike the activity, such as chores, your utility could be negative. Utils is a subjective measurement of utility associated with consuming goods and services or engaging in activities. Remember, this is a subjective measure. No one knows your utility, and that's why it is so difficult to buy gifts for friends and family members, as you don't have their utility information. Finally, total utility is a total satisfaction received from consuming goods and services or engaging in activities, whether enjoyable or not. Next, we will talk about marginal utility. Remember that marginal means one additional. Utility is a satisfaction one gets from consuming goods and services or engaging in activities. Therefore, marginal utility is the additional satisfaction one gets from consuming one additional unit of goods or service or engaging in one additional hour or minute of activities. Let's revisit the example of gaming. Recall that you get a total utility of 40 utils when gaming for 1 hour, and a total utility of 70 utils after gaming for 2 hours, and so on. That means the marginal utility from the first hour of gaming is 40 utils, but the marginal utility from the second hour of gaming is only 30 utils. How? I know that my total utility went up to 70 utils after gaming for 2 hours, and the total utility of gaming for 1 hour is 40 utils. That means the second hour of gaming must have given me an additional utility or marginal utility of 30 utils. Using the same logic, I know that the marginal utility from the third hour of gaming is 20 utils. Because my total utility of gaming for 3 hours is 90 utils, and my total utility of gaming 2 hours is 70 utils. So my marginal utility of gaming for a third hour is 90 utils minus 70 utils, which gives me 20 utils. Using the same calculation, we find that the marginal utility of gaming for the fourth hour is equal to 100 utils minus 90 utils, which gives me 10 utils. Here is a formal relationship between total utility and marginal utility. Total utility TU is the sum of marginal utility MU, or you can say that marginal utility MU is equal to change in total utility divided by change in quantity Q. Here is our example of gaming. The total utility after gaming for 1 hour is the sum of marginal utility from gaming for the first hour, which is 40 utils. The total utility of gaming for 2 hours is the sum of marginal utility from gaming for the first hour and the marginal utility from gaming for the second hour, which is equal to 40 utils plus 30 utils, which gives you 70 utils. The total utility of gaming for 3 hours is equal to the marginal utility of gaming for the first hour, plus the marginal utility of gaming for the second hour, plus the marginal utility of gaming for the third hour, which is equal to 40 utils, plus 30 utils, plus 20 utils, which gives you a total of 90 utils, and so on. Marginal utility MU is equal to change in total utility divided by change in quantity. Our total utility of gaming for 0 hours is 0 utils. The total utility of gaming for 1 hour is equal to 40 utils. Therefore, the marginal utility of gaming for 1 hour is a change in total utility, 40 utils minus 0 utils, divided by change in gaming hour, 1 minus 0. We get 40 divided by 1, which is equal to 40 utils. The marginal utility of gaming for a second hour is a change in total utility, 70 utils minus 40 utils, divided by the change in gaming hours, 2 minus 1. We get 30 divided by 1, which is equal to 30 utils, and so on and so forth. Notice that marginal utility is going down as we increase the number of gaming hours. As you spend more time gaming, you might start to feel tired and your eyes might become irritated. We call this the law of diminishing marginal utility. Eventually, if you become sick looking at the screen, your marginal utility can become negative. The law of diminishing marginal utility is everywhere. Imagine putting your favorite song on repeat. How would you feel at the 20th repeat? Even though it's your favorite song, at the 20th repeat, you must feel sick of it. Likewise, we have similar experience with eating potato chips, drinking iced tea. The more you consume, the lower the marginal utility. Did you know that money also follows the law of diminishing marginal utility? The more money you have, the lower marginal utility each additional dollar will provide you. If you find $1,000 under your couch, that $1,000 is very helpful to you. What if Elon Musk finds $1,000? Well, that $1,000 is not really going to help him because he's already very rich. This is why most advanced countries, especially Western European countries, have progressive taxation. It is not because we hate rich people, but because each additional dollar or euro is not that helpful to the rich as much as to the poor. In summary, total utility is a total satisfaction we get by consuming goods and services or engaging in activities. Marginal utility is the additional satisfaction we get from consuming one additional unit of goods and services or engaging in one additional hour or minute of activities. Total utility is the sum of marginal utility, and marginal utility is the change in total utility divided by the change in quantity. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.